Today I have a very special guest. His name is Ivan Polanco. Ivan is a native of White Plains, a young man, but we'll get into more of Ivan. But we're going to have a selection. Ivan has a CD called Our Time, which he's going to play one of his tunes, his favorite tune, and he's going to be doing some stuff with this. But it's called I Just Want to Love You. So, ladies and gentlemen, Ivan Polanco.
Lay your head upon my chest. Let your body go to rest. To feel your fingers stroke my arms, soft to the touch, and your skin so warm. Baby, don't you see the feeling that you give to me? Can you feel it, girl? Can you feel it? I just wanna love you, baby. I just wanna love you, baby. I just wanna love you, baby. And I know you're the one that I have been awaiting. Take my hand, hold it tight. Just your eyes and line of sight. You hardly know me, but that's alright. Cause I can see you love yourself with me tonight. Baby, don't you see the feeling that you give to me? It wipes away my gray smell that always makes my day. It's more than I can take. A look from you, I start to shake. Can you feel it, girl? Can you feel it? I just wanna love you, baby. I just wanna love you, baby. I just wanna love you, baby. And I know you're the one that I have been awaiting. It's like a dream, she came to me. Everybody out there in the world could see me. You are the air only I can breathe. You are the beauty of the sun shining down on me. And here in this little moment in time, while I'm sinking even deeper from the ground in your eyes, I know one thing, that something's wrong, that there ain't no place I'd rather be tonight. I just wanna love you, baby. I just wanna love you, baby. I just wanna love you, baby. I know, I just wanna love you, baby. I just wanna love you, baby. I just wanna love you, baby. And I know you're the one that I have been awaiting.
Ivan, that was a good song. I like that.
Thank you.
I do have another song that's a favorite of mine, as you know, which we'll talk about, and actually we'll hear a little later. But so tell us, who is Ivan Polanco?
I'm from White Plains, like you said. Mm-hmm. I moved here when I was about 8 or 9 from the Bronx. My mm-hmm. father is an English teacher at White Plains High School, mm-hmm. and my mom actually worked in the corporate world of New York City for several years, and right now she's actually back at school studying nursing. But it was because of my parents that I found music.
Really?
And my father's a musician himself. He's a singer-songwriter. Mm-hmm. And over the course of my childhood, I would go see his shows, and I taught myself how to play drums at the age of 6 or 7. And what he would do is he would tell the managers of these clubs and bars in New York City that it was his birthday, and he would sneak me in, and he'd say, "Oh, can my son end the show with me, just one song?" And that was my first experience, several times playing in New York City in front of countless people, and I honestly grew to love being on stage.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's some story. Were you part of like the Jiggy Show and that kind of stuff in high school?
Well, like I said, I lived in the Bronx for most of my childhood, but we moved to White Plains because my dad got the job at White Plains High School as an English teacher.
And when he got to the school, they told him that he should find some way to become active within the school community. So he created the White Plains High School Songwriters Club, which is a place for students to gather and network and write original music, whether solo or forming bands, so on and so forth. And that became my training ground as well, because he would bring me, even though I was 8 or 9, to come to their little club meetings after school. And they have 2 showcases a year, in the winter and the spring. And I would, like my dad did in New York City, he would bring me in to back him up on the drums.
Nice.
So he and I would usually play near the end of each show. And that went on from the time I was 8 to 14, when I finally became an actual member of the club in high school. So once I got to high school, I of course started picking up the guitar, and songwriting was something that I just fell in love with. And I still play drums on the side, but guitar, writing songs, and singing became a huge passion of mine. So from freshman year to senior year, I became president of the club. I also filmed 4 music videos for my first CD, which is In This Fire, was released in 2010. And this new CD, Our Time, I released this year in the spring. And it's something I'm very excited about. And my parents, and especially my father, who's been a huge music influence on me, they've definitely motivated me to pursue it if I really care about it, and I do.
We heard you first at the White Plains Juneteenth Festival, which, you know, I was on the Heritage Committee. You know, sort of saw the lineup of people and names, but had no idea, you know, the music, what they were going to do, and that kind of thing. And then we were running really skinny with time and ending the festival, and so you actually got a chance to close out the Juneteenth Festival here in White Plains. And when you started to play, you know, because I'll be honest with you, I kind of said to myself, and I may even mention it to Dave, because we were looking and hearing and listening for groups, because we're having an upcoming Culture Fest on August 11th, which you're going to be part of as one of the final acts. But you know, I was standing there looking like, why would they close this out with a guitarist? This guy, I mean, looks like, and you blew me away. And I said to Dave, listen to this guy. So maybe you can pick up on that, because I mean, you had some professional kind of comments about him.
Right. Ivan has awesome stage presence. You can tell that he's been working his game. There was some strong influence behind him, pushing him or just guiding him in the direction that he's at right now. I mean, he's like, he can compete with some of the best that's out there that are signed artists.
Thank you.
That's what I look at. You know, I look for stage presence. Of course, your vocals. I mean, everything was tight. I didn't have anything negative to say, and I usually do. You know, I always find something that could be tweaked, something that could be fixed. But there was nothing there with Ivan. His show, he's pretty much put together. I mean,
thank you.
Awesome job.
Well, I've seen the same old face in the water, felt the love and the grace from another, but I was hungry to taste that fruit again, yeah. Ooh, and then I was sitting on a star, a pretty little thing stopped me right where I walked. She said, hey boy, you's a good-looking brother, and damn, this girl looked like no other. She's a two-time lover, baby, looks so free. Two-time lover.